Hello everyone and welcome to Chess 5, and today I'm going to show you the game between Mr.A versus Mr.B. And in my previous video I showed you how white simple crushed black Caro-Kann defense, and this video is the same, but in this video white crushes the black Caro-Kann defense by sacrificing the queen. That's the main point. White crushes black Caro-Kann defense by sacrificing the queen. And white is having a rating of 2000 FIDE rating and black is having a rating of 2400 FIDE rating. So obviously black is comparatively much powerful than white if we judge players by their rating. So obviously it's going to be a very interesting game. So without any further ado, let's dive into the game. So Mr.A with the white pieces started with 1 e4 and black replied with c6, the Caro-Kann defense. So white played d4, black played d5, and here we have an exchange variation, Caro-Kann exchange variation. So yeah, in my previous video I show you that okay, white played the same line. So okay, obviously, so here white played c4, the same move. Black plays knight to c6, yeah, developing the pieces. White plays knight to c3, idea is to capture the d5 pawn. So black defends it by playing knight to f6, and white plays knight to f3, developing the piece. And here black plays bishop to f5. In my previous video I showed you that black played bishop to g4 at the place of bishop to f5, and in this video I'm going to show you black played bishop to f5. Yeah, the idea of black is to play knight to b4, and the idea is to play knight to c to check, the rook is hanging, and also there is a check. So very nice idea by playing bishop to f5. So Mr.A played queen to b3, the same move which Mr. X in my previous video played. So here in my previous video black played e6, but now white plays knight to a5. It looks a very strong move because knight is attacking the queen on b3, knight is attacking the pawn on c4, and also defending the pawn on b7. So looks very natural and good move. So here white simply gives a check on b5, queen to b5, and it's a check. So black plays bishop to d7 back, threatening to capture the queen on b5. And here's the moment. Feel free to pause the video and try to find the best move for white in this position. Okay, so to those who have found the right move, congratulations on finding the best move in this position, and you are great. Actually there is only one move which wins for white, and all of the moves are winning for black. Okay, so white plays c into d5, a very strong move and very impressive move. Yep, if we look at it seriously, it looks like okay, white is just giving up its queen. Why did so? This is what happened. Black simply captures the queen on b5. That's what black should do. So white captures it back with the bishop, and there's a check. So what are the possible moves? Here knight can go to c6, but I think it's a very dubious move. The queen can't come in between. Obviously bishop will simply capture the queen on d7. So the only natural move which comes to all of our mind is to play knight to d7, which was played by a 2400 rated player. So here 2000 rated Mr.A played knight to e5, and the idea is to capture the knight. And here the only natural move which comes to one mind is to play e6. Yep, so that after bishop captures the knight, or the knight captures the knight, king would be having a square to go to e7. Black can't play f6 because knight is covering the f7 square, and bishop will simply capture the knight. The queen takes f4, and after knight takes, king takes. It's completely winning position for white, and it's not going to work. So after knight to e5, black decided to play e6, yeah, making a square for the king to run away, and white simply captured the knight on d7 with a check. So king goes to e7, but this is a blunder. That's the point. Here though, the natural move which comes to black mind is to obviously to play king to e7, but the best move for in this position is to capture the bishop, because after knight takes, king takes, here pawn takes e6 pawn with a check, here king takes, and bishop to e3. And here white is a pawn up, and it's actually winning position. White is better, but not a winning position. But if you play very well chess, I think you will be able to convert the position. But after bishop into d7, the natural move which comes to anyone's mind is to move the king to e7, which happened in the game. So white captured the pawn, and black captured it back, and there was a check, and the queen was hanging. After white captured the pawn, obviously white threat is to play bishop to g5, which was played in the game. So black can play f6 or perhaps h6. So what is happening if black plays f6? Then white is going to simply castle. You can't capture the knight because there would be a bishop g5 check, and black will lose the queen. Actually, in this position, black is not having much to do because there are various threats coming up. There is knight to f7 threat, capturing the queen as well as the rook. There are some knight d5 ideas with a check. Bishop is coming in, and actually black is not having a single move. If he tries to go back with a knight to c6, there would be simply knight into c6 check. Here after bishop b into c6, there would be d5, a very strong move. If black decided to capture the pawn, there would be simply knight into d5, king to d6, rook to d1, and believe me guys, this is a simply winning position for white. White is going to crush black king. That's why at the place of playing f6, let's check it out what will happen if black plays h6, trying to stop bishop g5. Here white plays knight to d5 check. King is forced to move to d6, and white will simply capture the pawn on f7 with a check, and king have to move. Knight takes, rook takes, and white will castle, and white has 2 pawn up, and it's completely winning position for white. So after d into e6, black decided to capture the pawn. So your bishop to g5 check, king moved, bishop captured the queen, rook captured the bishop, and if we look at the position, black is having bishop knight, and white is a piece plus, we can say. White is a piece plus, and this is completely winning position for white. So after rook into d8, white played bishop to a4 back. Here king to e7. Here white decided to long castle. Here g6, perhaps planning to play bishop g7. Here white simply pushes the pawn to d5, opening up the position because white is simply winning the game. So black played bishop to g7. Here white played rook h to e1. Yeah, now white has successfully activated all his pieces into the game. So black also does the same. Rook to f8. Here knight to f3 back. Rook comes to d6. Here comes knight to b5, attacking the rook on d6. So black played rook to c8 check. King to b1. Rook comes to b6, trying to do some attack, but nothing is going to happen. White simply pushes the pawn to d6 with a check. Black played king to d8, and now white played knight to g5. And now there are many threats. First of all, knight into e6 is hanging, knight to f7 with a check is hanging. So black decided to play a6, attacking the knight on b5. White simply captured the pawn on e6 with a check. There comes king to d7, and here first comes at the place of capturing the bishop. First white played knight to c7 with a check, so king is forced to move, but king is not having any squares, so knight is forced to come in between by playing knight to c6, and white simply captured the bishop on g7. And in this position, move number 27, Mr.B with the black pieces resigned the game, and Mr.A with the white pieces won the game just in 27 moves. So it was a very fantastic game played by Mr.A. And the main move which was played after c into d5 was an epic move. I think many of you can play this opening by playing like c4 after exchanging the pawn. You can play c4 and black is forced to develop the pieces. That's what one should do. And after developing the pieces, it doesn't matter what black should play. Bishop f5, bishop g4. If you haven't checked the previous video, if you want to see what happens after bishop g4, you can check it out in my previous videos. So you can see black simply played bishop f5 and white just simply sacrificed the queen and crushed the black king. So that's the awesome game played by Mr.A. So if you like this game, then please like to my video. If you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.